2024 has been a year to remember for Tamil Nadu's electronic manufacturing sector. For the second year running, the state topped India's electronic export order book. Jude Sanith revisits some of the key milestones that led to the state's electronic production boom and reports that, going by estimates, the state is set to repeat its stellar performance in the new year.
For the second year running, Tamil Nadu stood out as India's top exporter of electronics goods. At $9.56 billion in FY24, the state's value of electronics exports was double than that of Karnataka and Uttar Pradesh, and the export orders it has received between April and September 2024 are already above $6 billion. In April, Tamil Nadu not only secured the pole position in electronics exports for the previous fiscal, but also registered a whopping 78% growth over its own numbers in the previous year. Incidentally, the state accounted for $9.56 billion in electronics exports out of a total national electronics export order value book of $29.12 billion. This meant that the state approximately accounted for 1 out of every 3 rupees that India earned in electronics exports through all of FY24. So it comes as no surprise that the state's electronics sector repeatedly made headlines through the year. Investments from Salcom, Pegatron and Foxconn fructified, and as their plants commenced production, they added extra thrust to the state's export engine. And in September, American communications major Cisco launched its first Indian plant in Sriperumbudur in partnership with global electronics manufacturer Flex.
Cisco's partnership and the announcement made a huge difference, not just for Flex in India, but also in industry in itself. High technology products, highly skilled workforce, labor force, as well as the talent. And last but not the least is the manufacturing ecosystem, which means the supplier ecosystem as well.
It's this strong and fast-growing supplier ecosystem that the state government is banking on to fuel the brisk growth in electronics exports. It hopes the number will cross $12 billion in FY25, and that's just for starters.
The already existing infra will take us to 12 now, but what we are seeing is more down the value chain coming in, more components down the value chain. The entire supply chain probably, if possible, of Apple is something which we are all looking at. But the next year would be, we are looking at really bigger numbers. Right now we are at 35% of India's output, right? We would definitely want to go up.
The groundwork for this is already in place. In January, Tata Electronics announced an investment of 7,000 crore rupees towards expanding its components plant in Hosur. Further, Taiwanese electronics major Foxconn has committed 13,000 crore rupees in further investments, and US-based Jabil has promised 2,000 crore rupees. This means Tamil Nadu will soon host 4 of the biggest global suppliers of tech giant Apple, and as more come in, $12 billion in exports may be just a portion of what the state clocks in 2025. In Chennai, Jude Sanith.
2024 has been about putting more than just a convenience store at your fingertips and about delivery in 10 minutes. It's been about the meteoric rise of quick commerce with apps like Blinkit, Zepto and Instamart stealing the limelight, and entrepreneurs and investors wanting a piece of the action. Shilpa Ranipeta reports that while 2024 was the year of quick commerce, 2025 will be the year of the survivor.
First, they said no one wants delivery in 10 minutes. Then a few players offered it anyway and spoiled the Indian consumer. As the year progressed, everyone wanted everything in under 10 minutes. Groceries, iPhones, flowers, party hats and decorations, juicers, speakers, shoes, jewelry, even bed sheets.
Or is their expectations just keep expanding. They just keep going higher and higher. And now we're starting to look at consumers wanting things in 10 minutes, but now it's also wanting a lot more things in 10 minutes. And maybe even like wanting their food in 10 minutes. So bed sheets was 3 months back. It was the most searched like, let's say, more searched with less selection than what consumers wanted. So that's an example. Like, you would wonder why people want bed sheets in 10 minutes, but they want it.
The Indian consumer loved it. Blinkit, for instance, delivered nearly 93 million orders in the second quarter alone, and Instamart fulfilled nearly 70 million orders. And so 2024 became the year of the quick commerce boom. Zomato's Blinkit and Swiggy's Instamart have been growing in triple digits and are growing nearly 6 times faster than their food delivery businesses. The numbers did not go unnoticed by investors. While Zomato's stock has surged 137% between the 1st of January and the 17th of December, Swiggy's 11,300 crore IPO in November was subscribed 3.6 times. It listed at an 8% premium to its issue price despite a muted market, and as of mid-December is up 52% off its lows. CLSA expects it to rise an additional 32% to over 700 rupees per share. Zepto, on its part, is the highest funded startup in India, having raised $1.35 billion in 2024 alone. It is currently processing over 7 lakh orders a day. Small wonder then that a slew of existing e-commerce players are jumping onto the bandwagon. Flipkart has launched Minutes, Myntra has launched mNow, Amazon is testing Tez, and Big Basket also pivoted to quick commerce.
Last year was about 100% for the category itself. This year, I think quick commerce will grow by 50 to 70%. And over the next 2 to 3 years, I don't see this pace of growth slowing down.
Right.
It should continue to grow at about 30, 40, 50% CAGR over the next 3 years. All quick commerce players are experimenting and trying to figure out what are the other products that you can add on. So a lot of experiments are going on.
Experts say that given a massive total addressable market, the increased competition will not be a problem, provided companies can execute at scale.
I think it's a good thing. A lot of the innovation happens when there is more competition. I feel that there are going to be a lot of players. There are going to be players that are going to be specialists in certain areas. And I think this is a very, very large space as compared to food delivery, so it should be able to support multiple successful companies.
It may boil down to how much these companies are willing and able to do to survive. Blinkit, Instamart and Zepto, after all, are yet to turn profitable, though they are headed in that direction. But similar apps like Joker, Fridge No More, Bike have failed even in a large market like the US.
It comes in and just starts randomly, discounting, which has happened historically in the past without naming names. Then we think it's like a death knell. That's like the worst way to get market share because it's not even long term. You're not going to be able to hold on to that market share when you eventually do pull the plug.
As 2025 dawns, quick commerce companies are trying to get food and drinks delivered to consumers within 10 minutes, and that will be the next frontier.
These quick commerce players are also testing features like quick returns, pay later, and EMI options to make 10-minute delivery accessible and appealing to more. So 2025 could well be the year the quick commerce model will be put to test, and the company that manages to keep costs in check and turn profitable while keeping up with the ever-changing expectations of the impatient and spoiled consumer will determine who emerges a survivor. In Mumbai, Shilpa Ranipeta.
And that's a wrap for this edition of Rewind 2024. The news will continue on CNBC-TV18 right after this short break, and we continue to recap the big milestone moments of the year gone by as we usher in 2025. Thanks for watching.